All right, what's up? What's up, man? We are with it today. Blessings to everyone. Blessings to the love all throughout the universe.
Yes, sir.
Giving more, more and more praises and high, to the Almighty Creator. You know what I mean? We just want to continue to, spread wisdom and knowledge and understanding to our people. Not saying that we know everything, but hey, at least we ain't out here, talking about
Bunch of
knocking niggas,
nonsense. Yeah.
right? Knocking niggas snot box. You know what I'm
Snot box.
saying? So, we are here giving education, trying our best as black men and as fathers, to continue to open up dialogues,
The great
for
awakening. The great awakening is happening. So
right.
hopefully we can. Yeah, I feel you on that, man. Hopefully we can inspire and innovate. Because it ain't just good enough just to inspire. One thing I do remember, many things I remember about Pac. We grew up with Pac and Biggie, right?
Right.
And one thing when they did an interview with Pac, he said, "I might not inspire the world, but I
Mm,
will awaken the brain that might do it."
right.
And
Right.
like I say, I just want to say I appreciate. I just want to give this little station identification. I appreciate this. I, I appreciate this platform that you're creating and the work that we putting in. It's a constant work trying to constantly record and just trying to get more content and the way you're
Right.
handling the production and just the connecting. A question I want to ask you, because you coming with some powerful shit like you always
Mm.
do. Will we have guests tonight, or will it just be me and you?
For the time being, I put it out there for a couple of people to jump on.
Gotcha,
I'm not sure. Some people they probably just getting home from work, or
gotcha.
some people may be getting ready for the NBA Finals, which tonight is it's going to be a pretty good one. I'll be watching it myself.
Right,
But
right, right.
yeah, I think that we should have more guests on. I feel pretty confident we will. Like I
We
said,
will. I
just
mean, with the subjects that you're coming up with, there's always huckleberries, and I'm sure that just with our extensive black book that we have, just with the homies and
right.
homettes, with our homegirls and homeboys, and hopefully you're able to get more women to respond,
Right.
and that's not afraid to get on and chop it up. So
Right.
yes, sir.
Yeah, like I said, we definitely will. We kind of, with the raising a platform such as this one, which is raw and uncut, you know,
Yes,
uh,
sir.
and it's not the entertaining thing. It's not the buffoonery. You know what I'm saying? It's not the clowning. You
Right.
know, sometimes you wanted the right people to advocate for what you believe in, not what you just necessarily believe in, because belief is a very strong word,
Yes,
but
sir.
advocate, advocate on things that they can have an open mind and open discussion as themselves. So, uh,
And
so
I
I
tell
mean,
you what, just to jump in there before you get started,
mm,
to the listeners, live or posterior, uh, help us spread this. I know it's not your normal thing where we're risking our lives, jumping in front of cars or whatever, or doing whatever just to get the likes. I mean, we coming
mhm,
with some real shit. We trying to test that noggin, and we just coming with something that's different. And subscribe, spread the word.
yeah,
Let's get this thing going. Because keep in mind, we only got 2 subscribers, and I just want to assume that it's me and Kamish or Q.
mhm,
But I like the fact that we have 2 subscribers, but people are watching,
right,
people are interacting.
right.
So I commend you on that, my brother. And shit, I'm
I
ready
mean,
for the
I mean,
show.
like I
I'm
said,
ready for the show.
yeah, let's get it, man. So, Today's hot topic is we got a few of them. One is why do America continue to rewrite history?
Ooh, that's a deep one.
That is one.
That's a deep one. I like that one. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you know,
What's your next
and also just kind of get into this variant Delta COVID. Like, is it time to start remasking? Is it time to start protecting because COVID is not going anywhere. I remember you said that last night or a couple nights ago.
one? Right. Now, last segments. Yeah.
Right, COVID is not going anywhere, and
Just like
so
the flu. Just like the flu. Yeah.
right. So what are we going to? You have a 24. I remember Cat Williams said something like a lot of people think Cat Williams is crazy, but Cat Williams is a prophet, man. You know what I mean? Cat Williams is a prophet.
You have to be a black comedian.
Right,
Let me
right.
just throw it out there. With all the things and all the guidelines and things you can talk about, you can't. You have to be on a prophetic, innovative way to present when you talk about Cat Williams, when you talk
Hmm.
about Dave Chappelle, one of the greats, one of my favorite, Dave Chappelle. When you talk about, even we go farther, we talk about Paul Mooney, when you
Right,
talk about Richard Pryor, when you talk about, even if I was to go even, Joe Torre, D.L. Hughley, Steve Harvey when he was on the Raw circuit,
right.
just standing up, struggling, and making it happen. When you talk about, and not only that, when you talk about even the female comedians that went
Hmm.
through the same thing, maybe even even more harsh, they still stood the test of time. So,
Hmm.
yeah, man. So I'm excited about this show. Like all the other ones, you always come with good comments and good subject lines. So hopefully we can get some people to jump in. If not, if nobody jump in, feel free, audience, like you did the
Yeah,
other night. Come with some questions. If
right.
it's just me and Q, we'll
Yeah.
give you money. We'll do what we need to do.
Yeah. We're gonna
I
give
know
you
I
a
just,
show.
yeah, I know I just stuttered because I've been drinking. We'll give you a show. How about that?
Yeah. So, like I said, I was reading today that here in Texas they have the Texas legislators. They are they are making they are passing a bill that allows the school board in Texas to not talk about Ku Klux Klan and the pretty much the evilness that was created not to just the African American communities, but to the Jews, to just different races. But we know the real meaning behind that. It's behind they trying to rewrite history to say that even they say that slavery never existed. That slavery, that we was given jobs and opportunities. you know. Anyways,
If I'm able to speak on that,
oh yeah, please. That's why you're here.
you know me, folk. Old Hawk, always coming with the alien rap. Listen, you want to talk about the outside, trying to treat this thing called education like it is a video game. And how many people can you get to join? And hopefully everybody got a mic where everybody can speak. This
Hmm.
is not the education system. It's been fucking us over for a long ass time. And I think now what we're realizing is the reason why it's been fucking us over is the powers that be and all the things that they've been doing, and they're gonna keep doing until they get caught, right?
Right.
Now, another thing, I say one thing, but another thing that COVID showed, and we talked about COVID-19 in previous segments, very beautiful segments, but if we was to jump on this education system, really? Who the fuck are you, man?
Right.
Who are you in the administrative or whatever that want to sit up here and say our education system, really? You don't even have a systemic way of doing it. Well, how do you prove it? Well, when you went online, you're treating elementary kids to go through a system that's more collegiate. Let's just be real. If you go back and do the research, I already did. Let you do your homework. The people. The collegiate level already been experimenting with this online shit, right? We was bombarded by commercials that say, no matter where you live, if you want an online degree, right? We forgot about that until the pandemic hit. Come on, man. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Fuck all the other talk about the kids and how they're behaving. Let's talk about the system and how you're behaving. Like, how is it that I'm gonna be honest with you, Jay? This might get me in trouble. I remember one point my son, when he was first thinking about college, going to a university, and he said, "Dad, I'm thinking about being a teacher." I ain't gonna lie to you. I said, "Bullshit." Nigga, nigga, no. He was like, "Dad, why are you so adamant about this?" I said, "Listen, man, a good teacher is gonna spend as much time as an engineer or somebody that's going 4 or 5 years, right?
Right.
Get out, more hassle, less pay.
Right.
How? Well, we found this out why teachers are less paid. It ain't got nothing to do with us. It's got something to do with what's on the inside, that the system that they join as a teacher some kind of way keeps laundering wealth to the upperclassmen, right?
Right.
Why would I go to school to be a teacher when I'm gonna get paid once a month?
Yep.
Nigga, it's hard enough. Come on, most of us know it's hard enough trying to regulate you, unless you're rich. If you're rich, then this is the part where you just go into screensaver mode because you ain't got nothing to do with this. But for most of us, they have to worry about bills, right? It is a crucial thing when you think about that you're going to spend all this time, all this effort, and you only get paid once a month. You've been in school as long as the joker's making more money than you, but you got more hassles. And let me get back on the point of, I just thought about this. The online thing. Come on, man, stick a fork in it. It's done. It didn't work. When you talk about the education of elementary, junior high, high school, it didn't work. Tell me if I'm right or wrong.
Are you right?
It seemed like they got further when you start trying to push the education system to rely on the parents.
I said, yeah, I agree.
They're not even, none of us parents, hey, we parents, but man, we ain't degreed in education. That ain't what we went to school for. And this thing, I'm glad you brought this up. Man, here you go, instigating. Appreciate it. This thing. I like that laugh.
I'm really crazy.
This thing is playing even kill. Even jokers that went to school the majority of their life to be a doctor, engineer, whatever, they required a lot of time. When they got out, they was bombarded. Like, what the fuck? We got to educate them online? Right. They start going back through their memory banks. I'm going to tell you what, most jokers that went to a 5, 6 to 7 degree, right? In other words, it took them that many years to get their degree. They said, it's way more homework online. I kept hearing that. It's way more homework online. And then I saw my son and many other friends in college trying to get their little masters. Not little, but their masters. And they even said, man, this online shit ain't what it is. We need the teacher back.
Right.
So how do you make that more effective? I turn it over to my man Q. How do you make that more effective?
Well, it's simple. You take away, taxes bullshit taxes. You know what I'm saying? And you put those taxes towards our education system, our educators.
Come on with
We'll pay a speaker. We'll pay somebody on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would like if I was a teacher, why would I go into a classroom, and spend all, like you said, spend all the efforts and the energy of educating some kids in a classroom, only making 30 to $40,000 a year, when
it
I can
don't
go
make sense.
and I can go to YouTube and create my own platform of education and build my subscribers and make over six figures just for the analytics online.
The stress factor is unprecedented.
Yeah.
When you talk about if you are part of this education system, no matter where you at, right? Now, I will have to say that I'm residing now in New Mexico, and New Mexico is one of the lowest states when it comes to education, right?
Yeah. Texas right there.
Well, let's be real. It's an ag state. So when you talk about ag, I'm talking about agriculture.
Okay.
When you talking about a dude can say, man, all I got to do is learn how to drive this backhoe. All I got to do is learn how to drive a bobcat.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna make more money than a teacher that taught me.
Right.
That's unacceptable, dude. Like on the collegiate level, it makes you wonder about the sales pitch. How do you as a university sales pitch somebody to jump into the education system? Or are you getting Tootsie Rolls? Or are you getting sandwiches? I mean, how are you promoting this unless they have their own personal passion,
right,
to awaken the youth?
Right. Yeah, like I said, you have more youth that's learning about trade. Like I said, you have YouTube University. You know what I mean? And I say that is because you can learn how to drop a whole motor on
YouTube.
On YouTube.
Yes,
you can know how to change oil. You can build a whole house. You can, not to say that I wouldn't want my children to have education, but what are they learning? What are they learning? Like, are they learning to, that, they're learning history? Or are they learning how to protect their credit? Are they learning, what I'm saying, what the principles and the interests are when you purchase a new vehicle?
I want to intervene and say that I said this in one of my Instagram little segments, and I said that a dude told me, and this real talk. Dude told me, he said, I would turn his ass up with that history. He jumped on the history. I would turn his ass up. You know what I'm saying? And right before I was going to go for the knockout, he said, well, how are you certified in saying what you're saying? I said, what you mean? He said, you so, he said arrogant. But I took it as passion. You so arrogant in pushing this. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you just want to walk around in your own little bubble in this big ass world, now like you know what you know, and that's what it is. I ain't afraid to say this. The old Hulk said this. You're a fool. Knowledge change daily. Am I right or wrong? We talked about this in one of our segments where my man Q has a lot of experience in the tech field. A lot of experience. Right? Tell me if I'm right or wrong. Let the folk know, how fast is the tech turning? Is it 6 months? 3 months? How fast if something brand new comes out, when does it become old?
Man, they don't even put it, they don't even wait. They use it in beta. They put it in beta now.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean? So it's like less than 90 days, because technology. You have so much technology, and like Kwame Brown says, because of coding, it changes. The languages continue to change. It change and change. You know, we're gonna have, with the U.S. once again, America continues to rewrite history. You know, uh, with that being said, like we have to do different policing. You know what I mean? We have to
Ooh.
do different policing because, like Malcolm X said at one point, you know what I'm saying? He said a police officer is only a white police officer. Not all, not all. You know, what I'm saying, just like how they say,
But the majority, let's just say but the
well,
majority.
like I said, I have to give them the representation because just like how white people, what I'm saying, Caucasians, Caucasian persuasion, Asians, what I'm saying, Hispanics, how they say, well, black people this, black people that. Well, not all black people are robbers because keep in mind, blacks kill blacks, and the whites kill whites, Italian kills Italians, Asians kills Asians, Hispanics kill Hispanics, and natives. You know what I'm saying? So what's the difference? Well,
I
because
tell you, go ahead.
there's such a fear. There's such a fear in darkness.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? You can't rewrite history without black ink.
Woo. Come on with it, but I mean, I'm gonna sit back and chill. Go ahead.
Oh man, you good?
Man, you speak.
Just
Hey, you speaking like a king, man. Like what? Say it
you can't
again.
you cannot rewrite history without black ink because black ink makes it official.
There it is. Makes it official.
Makes it official, and that's why these different nationalities and the different cultures are afraid of our culture. They love being black until it's time to be black.
Woo. Tight, but it's right. Tight, but it's right.
They
Keep going,
love
my nigga.
being black and time. I call them culture vultures.
Mm.
They make millions off our music. They make millions off our hits. They make millions off our technology. They make millions. But when it's time to get in the trenches with the BLMs, which I don't believe in Black Lives Matter. I don't believe in that. You know what I'm saying? Because, of the equality of it is okay, if Black Lives Matter, then why the fuck, excuse my language, but why is the rapper still getting killed?
All right, this is my thing on that. Since you brought that up, since you instigated that, this is my thing on that.
Oh, before,
You asked,
before before you get into
you
that,
asked it. Go ahead.
make sure y'all drink your water, man. Our black people, make sure you drink your water. Drink your water. You know what I'm saying? Because health is wealth. I'm After this week, I'm turning vegan. You know what I'm saying? Changing my diet up. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I ain't gonna be vegan all the way, but no more beef, no more pork, just eating healthy,
What
saying?
about the
Being
stuff?
conscious.
What about the stuffed turkey legs? Is that
Oh yeah,
still
yeah. Now that's gonna
available?
yeah, that's gonna be available like once a month. You know what I mean? That ain't going over. But
Once a
yeah,
month.
so yeah, I got you, man. I got you. Shoot. But health is wealth, man. Um, let's drink water. So let's get out the soda. You know what I'm saying? Because the purest thing that a black man or anybody can have is water. You know what I'm saying? So drink that
What's the
water.
what's the second most important? Well, let me say this to you.
Mhm.
Me and my man that's talking right now, we grew up in a society
Mhm.
highly religious, to the key,
Right.
King James version based, but to the key, right?
To the key.
And what I realized is that if they would have been consuming internally more of what they was pushing to us topically.
Oh man, you going somewhere else, brother.
All right, I stop. I stop with
No,
that.
no, 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 no. Come on. I love it. Because I was praying last night, because, you know, uh I want my audience, I want to be real. I want my audience to know the authenticity that I have for our people. It's not a secret that I'm a big guy, obese guy, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But You know what I'm saying? So I was praying last night, kind of, with the drinking, you know what I'm saying? So I'm pulling back on the drinking, you know what I'm saying, and everything like that. My thing was, where did it go wrong for me? You know, where did it go wrong? And not saying that, it was this happened or that happened, but I think that how our people, like, sometimes we can only we should be able to provide to our children more than what they feel is good for them. You know, I remember, at church, man, you know what I'm saying? It'd be people got $200, $300 on the book buying fried chicken, macaroni and cheese, greens, you know what I'm saying? Kool-Aid, you know what I mean? Every sub cakes, you know what I'm saying? There was no health in vision. You know what I mean? There was nothing healthy to envision. And granted, you know what I'm saying, you got to make money, you know what I'm saying, everything. But
Yeah.
but to go into what you're saying, and which I think what you're kind of relating to, is the fact that where would we be if our knowledge was pushed broader than just saying Jesus walked on water?
Woo. Come on with it, brother.
What was the reason that Jesus walked on water? You know what I mean? I think
And
that
and why water?
the sea at that.
I'm just
You know what I
saying,
mean? Yeah.
why water? Why can't you just walk on a cloud? I mean, like
Right.
some of the stories,
Right.
a pillar of fire.
Right.
Why
Right.
water?
Yeah.
We
So
talked about this other night. Go ahead.
no, go ahead. Good. I'm listening. Go ahead. No,
No,
you brought up a
like
great point.
it is amazing how we have. That's why, to my listeners, you got to go back to our old shit. I know it's raw, but go back to our old shit. You know, play our shit, watch it, and you'll see how this thing has been progressing, um, subject wise,
Correct.
and we've been touching these subjects in past segments. But to go with what you're saying, water, like why you didn't say fire, air,
Hmm.
earth? Why water?
Well, there was a part in the Bible with Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego, and the
Oh,
king said that I put in three, but he see four, and the fourth one looked like the Son of God. Was that the Messiah? You know what I'm saying? Or was that
I tell you
was
what.
that the Mosaic?
I tell you what. What you saying? Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah. I'm here.
What you saying is so special that when you think about this story, this Hebrew story,
Hmm.
where they was trapped inside this furnace. Now,
Right.
you know me, I'm gonna go the alien way.
I
Because
got
everything, hey, I have to. Everything you said is complete. So I got to be the X factor, right?
you.
So
Right.
what was on this king's mind? Whoever this was that was ruling, what made you go to the effort of capital punishment of
Hmm.
these dudes that was non-violent? Watch this. There was a time in history, black folk, when they wouldn't even let Martin Luther King off the plane,
Mm.
who was non-violent. Why you won't let him play? So violence, they say violence not the answer. Well, there's plenty of evidence that show that. But is ignorance the answer? Is playing bliss the answer? Is playing acting like a train? Other words, my mom and dad started this, so I'm gonna do the same thing. Where's our independence?
Hmm.
So let me lead up to the next thing. Since I got my man, and I appreciate you, you know, uh going raw with it.
I
Um,
appreciate you, man. You're doing a great job, bro. I appreciate you.
let me lead up to the next thing. The next thing is when you talk about You know, you brought up the Egyptians, and you brought up many of the relic, ancient, great civilizations. It brings up a question of who really was the most fascinating culture.
Okay.
Was it African? Was it, you know, because we talking about, you know, African things, but who really was?
I mean, I think that's a very good question. I think
Who
that we
had
have,
the richest history? And I guess that's what I'm saying. Who had the
yeah,
richest history?
it would be Africa, you know.
Really? So what make you think that? What make you say that?
I mean, in my opinion, you had Egypt, you had Cairo, you had just Egypt and Cairo alone, and you had different kings. You had Ethiopia, you had um, different black kings and queens, and you had um, different rulers. That's
I
what I
t-
look at.
I tell you what. To my brothers and sisters that's listening right now,
Mm.
my man is doing the producing thing and conjuring up some things. I know we're gonna have some good ass guests. Hopefully,
Oh yeah,
uh,
we will.
everybody's leaving their work and trying to get home safely. But I tell you what, if you was to Google
Mm-hmm.
top 10, like we do sports, right? Top
Mm-hmm.
10 most richest history
Mm-hmm.
in the world, no matter how you put it,
Mm-hmm.
guess who's number one?
Cool.
Egypt. Egypt is number one. So you're not far from it. Now the other contenders,
You know, what I said, Egypt is in Africa. Egypt is in Africa.
right? So
Mm-hmm.
Egypt is number one.
Mm-hmm.
The other contenders really threw me. And the
Oh,
only
so
reason
what?
why I say that is because I thought America would be somewhere
No,
like eighth or ninth. Oh
nah, but you
no.
got you got Eastern Asia. You got you have like Rome. You know what I mean? So
It's
yeah, I
funny
don't
you say
know.
Rome. It's funny you say Rome. Rome is
Mm-hmm.
in where? Italy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So by the stats, it say that Egypt is number one in richest history. Italy,
Mm-hmm.
Italy,
Okay,
number
number two.
two.
Mm-hmm.
Greece, number three.
Mm-hmm.
China, China, number four. I thought they'd be higher. Spain, and I tell you what, those are off memory. Hold on, let me
That's top
bring up
five.
some shit. Hold on. Okay. So, okay, bringing up. So China's number four. Spain, and I'm reading this because I only memorized the first four. Spain is number five. Russia is number six.
Okay.
This
Germany.
really, this really blew my mind because I thought
Mm-hmm.
they would be up there around number two or three. India,
Okay, that's what I
India,
said. Okay. Yeah, I thought
France.
they'd be top two,
I
top two, or top three.
brother, I thought the
What I
same
say,
thing. I thought
Middle
India
Middle
would
Eastern.
be, yeah. And then it goes down to France, United Kingdom, and Turkey. What's amazing is America is not even in the top 10. So if it was to go back to what's the title? America what?
America continues to change history. Mm-hmm.
We do. So of course
Yeah.
we're not going to be top 10 because if you look at the shortest amount of time of a country becoming powerful, 360 degrees, America is up there. Now, why? Why do you think that America has pumped out more millionaires than most countries that has been here older enough?
That's a very good question. I can definitely tell you, I can understand why America is not top 10 because shit, America owed everybody. You know what I mean? Dead with everybody. We in debt with Russia, China, Egypt. You know what I mean? We in debt. How can you, how can you have something when you owe everybody? But to answer your question, that's a very good question. I don't know. That's a very good question. Can you kind of expound on it?
Well, it is a very good question. And to expound on it, you have to expound on the question: why did America grow so fast?
Okay.
And my opinion is it was based on innovation. We as a country, no matter what race, paid more attention to innovation than most other countries did.
Gotcha.
And when you talk about the telegraph, when you talk about radio waves, it wasn't that we was the first to discover it. We was the first to say, "Oh, we're gonna go about it."
Right.
You gotta get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when you talk about that, you talk about America, you talk about history, and we already gave the list, but it goes back to America rewriting history. Why did America rewrite history for the planet? What I want to ask you is, and what I would ask if you bring other people on, what made America so much the X factor when it came to that?
Because that's like I say, you hit some good points. I mean, you're hitting some really key notes that that I think our listeners would love. The education that you're providing. Me personally, I would say, like you say, they have kind of open up your eyes to the innovative way of thinking. You know,
Yeah.
Creating different. It reminds me of what was his name? Um, Tony Stark's dad. You know,
Oh, yeah.
you know what I mean?
The founder.
Right. Of Shield and everything. It kind of just to make it kind of plain for some of our viewers. Um, and what was his dad's name?
I forgot his dad's name, but good point.
He provided. They provided weaponry, and I think that's one of the biggest things, providing weapons to these different countries.
Now we know that if I was to go back to the segment we talked about the other night, and I brought up Benjamin Franklin,
Hmm.
and I didn't say this part, but I said that as I was to bring this up, Benjamin Franklin, if there was a discussion on what the emblem of America was going to be, if I'm not mistaken, historically, Benjamin Franklin wanted it to be a wild turkey.
Okay.
Well, why a wild turkey? Because wild turkeys are smart.
Hmm.
They learn their environment. They learn the resources. They learn how to move about, not to exempt a resource, right? Benjamin Franklin basically wanted us to be based, by my opinion, on our intelligence. But the
Right.
powers that be, including George Washington, wanted us to be defensive. So they chose the eagle. Well, if you look up eagles, especially bald eagle, it is a stone cold killer. Check me on this. If you think
Right.
I'm lying, the bald eagle is a stone cold apex predator.
Hmm.
So my question to you is, We already know we got defense on the line. What would be our X factor? Will it be education? Or will it be technology? Especially when you talk about this e-learning, this thing that's just taking over the stock market. E-learning, right? That's where everything's going. E-learning. So where do you think, if our country was to try and still be a competitor, what would be our strongest thing? If we're not top 10 in richest history, which I think is a bunch of BS, where would we find our sweet spot? Commission? I lost him for a little bit. Okay, I say this too. To the ladies and gentlemen that's watching, appreciate the people that stay consistent. Come on with your questions. You know, if you're feeling the subject, ask us questions. Let's see if we get some interaction. Let's see what's going down.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Oh, okay, I got him back. Okay.
All right, what was your question?
My question basically is, if America knows this change, this shift in the formula, if we know we can't be number one in aptitude, can we be number one in tech? Will America beat out Korea and most of these Asian companies and some European companies that are number one in tech? Can we beat them out?
I would like to think not.
And why is that?
I mean, because one, because we owe, like I say, it goes back to that, the fact that we are in a debt, you know. And in order for us to get out that debt, we have to repay that debt. And it's not always about money, but it's about trades and goods.
Who are we in debt to?
China.
The wholesaler? Really? All right.
I mean, like I say, if you disagree, you know, that's what the platform is for. That's what I think.
This thing's like, nigga, if you disagree, nigga, just go on to say China.
I'm not saying that.
China, Japan, and most of these Asian countries who haven't, listen what we forget. They really haven't solidified this thing called child labor. Like we as Americans, we want them Nikes. Not realizing there's a possibility that those little kids that slave to make these motherfuckers. Right or wrong?
Yeah, you're right.
Where is China? Where is Japan? Who is an ally? And who is just trying to be on the come up? I think as Americans, we're confused about that. We don't know who's the enemy and who's the competitor. A competitor don't mean that it's an enemy, right? They just in the same game you in, and they just trying to get the most buyers, right?
Okay.
That's just business. It ain't personal. But when you say competitor, that's personal. And notice how the Asian community's been kind of laying kind of low. I respect that. But the true question is, what are you? Are you democracy or are you old school communist? Which one? Hello? I lost my man for a little bit, but that's a good question. You got to admit, that's a really good question. Now,
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Yeah. No, what I was saying was that China, what the China did, that like we owe basically 24% of a trillion. I mean, of we owe 24% to China in a 1.6 trillion debt that is due unto China.
Okay. Do we really owe them? And the reason why I say that is China got in trouble in the late 2000s, early 2000s, right?
Mhm.
When you talk about 2009 all the way to 2015, China got in trouble with supposedly espionage through the commodities that they were providing for us, right?
Correct.
So supposedly rumor has it that they was the manufacturer that was sneaking shit in and spying on us.
Correct.
Now these are rumors, right?
National security. Correct.
Now this is another rumor that the Chinese never invented nothing. They always found better ways to reinvent when somebody else invented, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, is it the Asians that we need to worry about? And that's what the news and everything is telling us. They're supposed to. They're doing their job.
Mm-hmm.
Really, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. My eye is still on the Arabs. My eye is still on one of the oldest part of the world. You know, Biden says that their army is more equipped now to handle basically their own shit. Okay, appreciate that, Biden. I might get in trouble for this. You just got in the office full time. How you have been bestowed this information that the Asian communities, I'm sorry, the Arabs, and this long ass war, ever since Desert Storm, now they're equipped. Really? No. Really, what you're saying is, what country is going to get the hands put on them? And what it should show us is how the evolution and the flip of what I said earlier in our past segments, where the Democrats stimulates the economy through what? Taxes. The people. Okay. So with Biden, if we go into another war, what does this mean? How are we able to afford to go into another war when COVID-19 supposedly drained a lot of not just us as a country, but the world? The world.
Mm-hmm.
So this brings to another question. And let me say this because I ain't trying to get bumped off and all this. I ain't
Okay.
this thing is.
Yeah,
But what I'm
it
saying
just bummed me
is,
off. It just bummed me off.
right? What?
My phone just restarted by itself.
Here we go.
No bullshit.
What I'm saying is, how is it that our enemies that we say we are at war with keep kumbayaing with us with new discoveries in space? Okay, let's look up. Who foot the bill? Who foot the bill for the space station this whole time? China, Russia, who else?
Mm-hmm.
These are countries that supposedly we're at war with. Okay, so I get it. I can dig it. So if I just went, so we're only at war on Earth. When it comes to space, sky's the limit.
Mm-hmm.
So is education important? Who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
If you talking about AI and the way it's taking over, the average high schooler now don't have to put in their agenda to be the valedictorian.
Right.
They just got to learn to hustle.
Yeah.
To hustle in what? In the system.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Commissioner.
No, I agree.
Like you gonna say something.
No. I'm learning. I agree, man. You own it, man. You just own it. I'm learning some stuff.
I tell you this, you brought up some powerful points when you talk about rewriting history.
Mm-hmm.
How do you rewrite history of something that already happened?
Correct.
How? How do you do it?
Well, you change the rules.
Say it again.
You change the rules to their history. You know, it's like, it's like having a will. I have this will, and I say, well, I give, I put this in writing. I give all my assets and everything to my daughter, who has been there, and yada yada yada. And now you just redraft the will and say, well, no, she's been an evil cunt. Or excuse my language. I want to say that. I want to get in trouble by that word. But, so you, like I say, and it's like you say, it's very, very scary how it's so easy to change history because history is noted.
Ooh.
But, when you're allowed to change, to make up rules, to create a rule for a rule that's never existed, I mean, that's terrible. That's powerful. I'm creating laws for a law that for the law that doesn't even exist.
I tell you what, man, I think this subject is so powerful that I'm gonna put you on the spot. Let's get a trifecta going. Trifecta, I gamble on horses. Most people that know about horse gambling, they know what I mean when I say trifecta. Let's get a third person in. You draft a third person. See if somebody will answer to the call.
Okay.
And let's get this thing with three.
All right. Let me see if I can get somebody on here. Give me 1 minute.
All right. Very powerful what my man's talking about. So powerful that I think that we need to have three brains involved with this. When you talk about America, when you talk about the relationships, money made, money lost, loss of life, limb, and liberty. It really makes you want to question the motivation. When you talk about older countries, relics that's been here before us, I couldn't believe that India made bottom top 10 when it came to richest history. And I couldn't believe that we didn't even make a showing. Really? Oh, man. Come on now. America? The moves we make, things we do, how we go about it, really? But maybe that's the reason why I'm saying it, because I'm an American. And maybe the reason you feel like that, those that are Americans, is we're American. But who has the ultimate?
Yeah, I just try to hit up D, but he just making it in. Like, a lot of people just getting in for work. So let me see if I get somebody else up. Tell you what, because I want to discuss this. We need to get more people in here. So let's do this. Let's pick this up tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Let's pick this up tomorrow, and we can continue with it, and we have more people in here for discussion. Because at least tomorrow, at least Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I could be a little bit better. I can come on live myself. I can have my little shave or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Once I get my little ankle tightened up. So we'll definitely pick this up tomorrow. And but yeah, man, shoot. I love it, man. Like I said, you always bring it raw, you always bringing it real. You know what I'm saying? And I enjoy all of it. But we're gonna pick up part two. So that's gonna be part two tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Let's do it.
Yes,
I'm with
sir.
it.
All right.
Yes, sir.
All right, Stein.
All right, then.
Later.